Hello, friends. Welcome to Take Two for this Wednesday, the 18th of March, 2026. I'm Jeannie, and I'm so glad you've decided to come along for the ride on this hump day. Well, one thing that Michael and I really enjoy doing is on a Monday morning, usually it's a Monday morning, after we've been to church on Sunday, we like to take notes during the sermon, and then we come home, and the next morning we have what we call our wrap up. And what we do is he may have heard certain things and it affected him in a certain way to take notes, and maybe something was highlighted for him, and likewise the same for me. And it's interesting when we're doing the wrap up to see what he focused in on and what he heard and what he got from it, and then the same with me. So it's great to be able to compare notes and see what we took away from that message, and then of course try to apply whatever lessons are learned through it into our own lives. But sadly, there's just so many people in this world who are just living for the moment, and they don't ever learn from their mistakes, or they rarely learn from their mistakes, or they rarely get an opportunity to say that they've took something away from either a sermon, or maybe watching a thought-provoking television program, maybe something historical, or just had a deep conversation with someone, and they took nothing away from it, and therefore they didn't really learn anything from it. The reason why I really like to take notes, and that's all my many years of education, of learning and getting my degrees and so on, I like to take notes because then I can reflect back on them. And even if I'm not taking physical notes with a paper and pencil, I'm also taking mental notes about things so that I could reflect back on them and say, what did I learn from this? What did I take away from this? And you know what? It doesn't necessarily have to be a good thing that you took away. Maybe by going through a difficult, challenging situation, you learned something valuable as a result, and you took that away. Now, I remember one time a friend of mine, an acquaintance of mine, said, "Hey, let's get together and have coffee sometime." And yeah, sure. So we checked our schedules, and not a person that I ordinarily go regularly and have coffee with, but I did. And I sat with her, and we were starting to talk. And within seconds of us having a conversation, she picked up her cell phone and started playing on her cell phone while we were in the middle of a conversation. And I was like, hello. And she was like, "Oh no, I just wanted to check my Facebook." And then another minute, "I just want to check my email. I just want to check. And I thought, okay, well, I won't be having coffee with you very much anymore, because the point is, whatever exchange we had, honestly, if I were to ask her a couple of hours later or the next day, "Do you remember when we were talking about A, B, and C?" she probably wouldn't remember. She took nothing away from that visit that we had with one another because she was too busy doing other things and being distracted. So this is my word to you today, boys and girls. Take away whatever good and wonderful things you can learn from any situation you might be in, whether it's a bad one, a good one, whether it's going and hearing a sermon, whether it's watching an old movie and maybe you want to learn something from it, or maybe like I said, a historical thing and you want to learn about that. Michael really loves watching the History Channel. There's so much good fun stuff on there, all kinds of tidbits and historical things. And especially when you're learning about, like, say, World War II and the way things were in Europe and Asia and all that kind of stuff, you can take away from that to say, what did we learn from this? Or what did we not learn from this? But it could be something that you could apply in your own life as a life lesson to say, when I'm faced with this, maybe instead of doing it that way, I might do it this way. You could take something away from it. Give yourself every opportunity, boys and girls, to not just, like the book of James in the Bible says, don't be like the man who looks in the mirror and then turns around and walks away and completely forgot what he looked like. Don't be like that. Say to yourself, what life lesson, what takeaway could I have from this situation? And what could I do to apply it in my own life to make my life more enriched and more fulfilled? look for opportunities to take away. Now, listen, go out and be a blessing to somebody today, and you might end up being the only one who is. And don't forget, please, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel already, please do so. It's Jeanne Sigler, JeanneSigler. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, give me a thumbs up. Really helps with those algorithms. And don't forget, also leave a comment. And then also don't forget to follow me on X. It's the little @ sign, JeanneNY Woman, @ Jeanne NY Woman. And don't forget to hit the follow button, and you can leave a comment there too. And also, please tune into my program, Through the Eyes of a New York Woman, heard every Saturday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central AM and PM on UltimateOldiesRadio.com. And then you could hear an encore presentation on Oldies700.com every Sunday at 4 Central, 5 Eastern AM and PM. You be blessed. Take care. And I certainly and sincerely hope that this message that I'm giving you today, that you take something away from it and apply it to your life. I love you. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.